Thunderbolts, the newest entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It's better than Eternals, better than your Captain America, Ant-Man 3s. So, I mean, maybe it's because I had lower expectations. I thought it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, maybe it's because we've been given, like, beans and toast for the last few years. And this is like Popeye's chicken. You know, it's like, hey, this ain't bad. It's not the best. It fills me up, you know? People are saying it's as good as Avengers Endgame.
No, man.
You got a bunch of rejects from the past projects coming in. They're working for Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Elaine Bennis. Now we know what happened to her after Seinfeld.
My George isn't clever enough to hatch a scheme like this.
You got that right.
What the hell does that mean?
She said, I got a Black Ops mission. Y'all got to go in here and kill each other and blah, blah, blah. And then they run into this mysterious man. And who's this man? And then shenanigans ensue. You got Red Guardian. You got bloody... Is her name the Black Widow? Yelena?
I think so.
Okay. You got Bucky Barnes. You got John Walker. You got Ghost. Taskmaster. She gets unceremoniously just capped in the head 5 seconds in. And nobody cares anyway. Overall, I think you could probably go see it in theaters, right?
Yes.
Sure, we'll go into some cons and then end on some high notes. I'll just say it's got that classic Marvel quippy humor that maybe 40% of the time works.
That's generous.
Very set up jokes where you're like, nobody talks like this normally. When it doesn't land, you really feel that it doesn't land.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll have you know I was actually the official Captain America, so...
Yeah, for like 2 seconds.
They are technically called the New Avengers. They got a weak roster, to be frank.
Yes.
They just don't have the stats on them, you know? Because who do they have? They got 3 strong guys. You got a ghost lady, a Black Widow, and then you got Bob, who like sometimes can maybe be Sentry, maybe not.
That sound like if he does, he goes and kills the whole world, so, he can do the dishes.
But my point is that they really need some variety in there, because an overall rounded team, you got to have hitters. You got to have a smart guy. You got to have a techie guy.
The Hulk.
A strong guy. You got to have a paladin. You got to have a halfling rogue with 12 dexterity. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
But that's my point. It's like, there's not a whole lot going on. And I'm not optimistic that it'll be interesting to watch if they continue with just that team. But hopefully in the next one, they got more. Like there's Shang-Chi, you got Gambit probably. So hopefully we'll see that into fruition.
One of my main cons, this happens for a bunch of the movies, I guess, but they're just like, there's no more Avengers. We don't have anyone to save us. But like, what happened to the event? Like, did they just all retire?
Well, Tony's dead.
Okay.
Hulk is a loser. Steve Rogers an old man.
Yeah. But I mean, you got Hawkeye. Isn't he still a thing? Or is he just old and doesn't work as much?
Well, sidebar on that. Disney offered Jeremy Renner a season 2 of Hawkeye TV show. And they said, hey, we'll pay you half of what you did last season. And he's like, no.
Sorry, Haley Steinfeld is kind of blown up, so we got to pay her double.
Yeah.
They're like, did you see her spit in that guy's mouth in that movie? We got to pay her double. I thought the ending was kind of anticlimactic. Red Guardian's like, I'm going to kill her. And Winter Soldier's like, no, we got to take her in. Ganging up on her. And she's, give me 1 second. And then they walk through something and there's like a full-on press conference. And she's like, hey, new Avengers.
Yeah.
Black Widow's like, we own you now. So you're just
Slavery
going
was
along with
abolished in
this?
18... Well, yeah. But I'm right there with you. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
like I wasn't like, yes, the new Avengers are here. We're so excited.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, okay. You know.
In my mind, I'm like, she tried to kill him and all this. Why not? Like, it seemed like they want her in jail, but this makes it seem like she's just doing fine.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I guess we got dirt on you, but like, who cares?
They have effectively become part of the problem now, Christopher. Because at the end, you see them with their nice little high-rise building and their fancy little whatever.
Yeah.
So they're just bribed government agents like the rest of them. Bucky,
yeah.
he really sold out, man.
He did.
Speaking of that post-credit scene, awful outfits. Horrible. I don't know if you noticed. I'm a suit guy. I like looking at suits. I know you couldn't care less.
I know you are, and I don't.
Horrible. Everyone, horrible hair. Just, Bucky, please, cut your hair. That post-credit scene, do you like the Fantastic Four little Easter egg there? Not Easter egg, is right in front of your face. But
Was it Fantastic Four?
10 things you might have missed from the post-credit scene.
Yeah. I think it just doesn't hit the same. I think the trailer for Avengers was after, I don't know, Thor or
Yeah.
Iron Man 2 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And that one was like,
oh man, versus like, oh, it's a ship.
yeah.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. You didn't know anything what was going to be next. And now you're like, yeah, we know. We've seen the trailers. You've seen this whole movie pretty much. So it's like not exciting. Well, I have a question. It's not a con really, but just a question.
Sure.
You remember when Red Guardian, the three of them came out of that bunker hole or whatever, and they're like just walking about? And then Red Guardian drives up with his limo.
Got a tracking device to find them. And
did they establish that or did I miss that?
No. He's
I'm like,
just
how
driving.
is he driving aimlessly?
Driving aimlessly and sees them even though they're like prone position.
Yeah, and I'm no meteorologist, but I'm pretty sure like helicopters and planes fly faster than an old top mile per hour 50. Because he's like, oh, I drove here from Baltimore. I'm like, wouldn't that take like 3 days? And they were, I don't know. So minor details there. It doesn't add up. Let's go on some pros then.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
It seemed more old-timey Marvel, I guess. I like the whole, hope we're bad guys turn good. I like the villain in this. It's kind of different than your typical, like, oh, here's the villain, we kill him at the end, or he goes in prison. Versus this one, it's like, oh, because you start off and you see Bob, and I liked Bob. I thought it was fun.
Yeah. I rooted for him more than some of the characters on the main team, if I'm being frank.
Yes.
It was a really good villain. I like that it was a lot different than what we normally see, as Marvel's answer to Superman. When he goes dark mode, for lack of a better term, it's genuinely like, well, oh, dang, And his power, it makes people see like some of the darkest moments of themselves. And he basically fights them with the power of depression. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Yep. And they save him with the power of friendship.
Exactly, Chris. Yeah. There's a really cool element to his character where he like blasts people.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bam! Bam!
Apparently that's kind of based on Hiroshima's atomic bomb. When the bomb dropped, they could see people's shadows from the explosion. Kind of a dark Easter egg, if you
like. Yeah, we're going to Hiroshima on this town here.
Speaking of Bob, I always wondered what happened to him after Top Gun Maverick. You know what I mean?
Oh, see,
he plays Bob in Top Gun Maverick. Yeah,
really?
Mm-hmm.
He just ends up in Malaysia after that, huh?
Yeah, couldn't live up to Tom Cruise's expectations, so he decided to go to Malaysia.
That'll send you. I thought it was funny. They show his past and trauma and all this, and it's like him on meth as a chicken flipping the sign. I was like, that's kind of fun.
Yeah. If we're talking tism, Chris, we got some nepotism in this film.
Well, obviously Wyatt.
And then we also have Louis Pullman, who is the son of old Bill Pullman. This, in recent memory, is one of the better-looking MCU films. I think it's really well shot. A lot of the things done in camera, which I can respect. It doesn't have that weird, rubbery Marvel kind of shine to it a lot of times. The kind of third act was pretty interesting to watch, that it wasn't just a punch-up, and they're like, hey, we gotta fight with the power of love. As cheesy as it is, I think it worked.
Yeah. Yelena, she's all alone and she needs somebody. And she gets real happy and they're together, happy family.
Yeah.
Good film.
A lot of people are like, oh, there's not enough action, it's lame or whatever. I'm like, well, then go watch Man of Steel. There's other options out there.
Havoc.
Yeah, go watch Havoc. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I think it was fun to see Bob go from zero to Homelander in like 5 seconds, which you would, having to work for Elaine Bennis, if I'm honest with you. But
yeah,
overall, pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching these highlights of our episode of the Stale Popcorn Podcast. If you want to listen to the full episode, check out the links in the description. Please like, share, and subscribe, and if you do that with your favorite YouTuber, I'm sure they would appreciate it too. Thanks, and have a great day.